Hey, welcome to Fresh Marks. I am Zoc, and we are going to be going over the latest high SAS deck sales in Keyforge, and we got a lot. We have like over 45 decks, and a lot of wins of exchange, a lot of high SAS. There's been big sales. There's been a lot of stuff going on. So let's just jump right in. What's up, Fudginator? Nice to see you. We got a lot to cover. Okay, here we go. Hey, Zodid. Nice to see you. We're just going to jump right in. This is over 50% wins of exchange, I think, for the week. But we're going to start with a mass mutation. Alex O Machiavellico, Poeta de Amor. Is that like Alex the Machiavellian poet of love? Because if so, that's really awesome. I might have to translate that because if that's what it really is. It is. Alex, a Machiavellian poet of love. What a name. What a name. Okay, 89 SAS mass mutation. This is being sold by Orentelong for 250 euros. Logo Saurian Untamed, 30 expected ember, 17 printed ember. And we have some speed in there, a little bit of speed. Hey, what's up, Ember Meaties? Nice to see you. We have an M for a Captura. That's always fun. It goes pretty good with that Ancient Power and Library of Polyosaurus. We have also a Punctuated Equilibrium and double Ghost Hawk. And Reclaimed by Nature, double Effervescent Principle. So, pretty well rounded. That is the Machiavellian Poet of Love, Alex. Could be yours for 250 euros. All right, next up we have Champion. Eagle Crimson. It's a 79 SAS Dark Tidings. Logo Star Alliance Unfathomable. Listed by Chu Tile for 70 euros. We have a triple Bubbles, double Brain Drain, double Technobabble, Seas Forge, Lieutenant Volmart, Science, Master of the Theory, Theory or Conjecture. Nothing super crazy here. It has Rocketeer Triska. 4 ways to manipulate the tide. All right, that is a champion. Could be yours for 70 euros. Next up, we have another Dark Tidings. Cleonus Flesh Caliph du Gouffre, 78 SAS. Also being sold by 70 euros by Two Tile. We have a Shadow Star Alliance Unfathomable with Borrow, double Kerwallop. That could be good against some tokens, maybe. Cement Shoes, Bren the Fanatic. Unity or Discord with, let's see, 3 upgrades that give you pips, I guess. It's not bad. With a Diplomat, a Gung, you could maybe get a few more triggers with a Gung. And then we have a double Bubbles in this one. Double Recusal Chance. Portal. Abandoned Ship. What's up, Dinobot? This Unfathomable needs more befuddle, says Dinobot. That's right. Doesn't hold a candle to Winds of Exchange, Unfath. That's right. But this one's got a lot of speed, and the Kerwallops could do a number to Winds of Exchange. Nice to see you, Dinobot. Okay. On to Winds of Exchange. Delegate Erica Jeremias. And I only include this because it's just sold recently by JT Russell. Congrats to Asobi. So congratulations on that sale. A 92 SAS Strange Shell deck. Whoa. 25 token making. I'd love to see that one in action. Next up, we have a 93 SAS Mass Mutation, Unruly Neuron Raoul, being sold by Conte Calais Top Decks. And I think we have a whole swath of Conte Calais Top Decks here in a row. This one, we have a Song of the Wild with double Ghost Hawk. We have a Key Frog, which we could kill with a Savage Clash or with some of our damage pips. Autoencoder, Howling Pit, Chronos, although the 2 draw pips are in Dis. Eclectic Inquiry, we have a Markadis, Infernus, Essence Scale, a Stirring Grave, a little bit of everything. Double Snudge and Reclaimed by Nature. No listed price. Next up we have Milan, He Who Refashions the Library. A 92 SAS Worlds Collide, again being sold by Conte Calais Top Decks. No listed price. This comes out with a 29 efficiency. With Punctuated Equilibrium, a Kirby, Lay of the Land, Information Officer Gray, Double Daughter, Triple Igor, Eddie, Tao Tao, lots of speed. It also has Double Fangtooth Cavern, that could be fun. And it's really needed since it's only got 8C. 20 creatures overall. No artifact control, limited amber control. All right, that is Melon. Next up, we have Morrigan, an Age of Ascension deck. 87 SAS. This is a Martian Generosity double key abduction with an Nepenthe Seed. So if you get it off once, you could forge all 3 keys. OTK. Also has Mimicry, Nature's Call, Binate Rupture to potentially set it up. Dasania, Sloppy Lab Work. Let's see, how much speed do we have? Triple Librarian, Hex Beyond, Wild Wormhole, which is a little bit dangerous here. Sloppy Lab Work. Sutterkins is probably not going to live, so not a ton of speed to try and help set it up. Depends when your librarians come. But 13 Ember Pips can potentially help set up that Martian Generosity. No listed price, and that could be yours. Next up, we have another Conte Calais with no listed price at 85 SAS AOA deck. Also, a Genka, and also with 1 Nepenthe Seed. This also is the Hypnotic Command with 6 creatures. Triple Cut the Research, Interdimensional Graph. This one is double Wild Wormhole, which is getting pretty dangerous. A Memory Chip, though, is pretty nice to store things. Full Moon, Nature's Call, Key Charge, 16 Amber Pips. So decent amount of speed to potentially help set up that Genka. Okay, next we have an 85 SAS Coda Z Artiglio. Also being sold by Conte Calais Top Decks, no listed price. We have a Hunting Witch, double Nature's Call, double Full Moon, Key Charge. We have a Master Plan, we have a Speed Sigil, double Urchin, double Mother, double Lab Work, Bouncing Death Cork, Interdimensional Graph, and Howling Pit. Speed Sigil with Witch of the Eye too. Yeah, that could be fun for sure. Although I kind of agree here with Sloppy Lab Work, which pretty much said in one of their earlier episodes, Speed Sigil's time is over. Yeah, don't play it against Worlds Collide and beyond, more or less. Maybe if you're playing against Coda or AOA, but it's pretty dangerous beyond that. But I don't know. Kodamaron was rocking a Speed Sigil in Alliance at Nationals and seemed to be doing pretty good, or okay for a deck that he just put together randomly. So never know. Maybe it'll come back in the WoW meta. Okay, next up we have Zebro Spiral, the Late Hunter, a 92 SAS Winds of Exchange deck. This is being sold by Flaming Hobo. We have a double membership drive, Proclamation, Baldric the Bold, Martyr of the Vault, double Iron X Rebel, but only 3 other Mars creature to go with that. We have Amphora Captura, and we have the Philosopher crew. And the token is Squire with 10 token making. Triple Ankleo formation. Yeah, that's kind of sad to see, but hey, at least it's got an Ember. And maybe you need some skirmish in your life. It does have an inspiring oration, so maybe you can use that to do some exalting to make your inspiring oration go off super huge. You know, it's something you could do. So that's Zebra Spile by Flaming Hobo. Yeah, the double Destroy Them All and the double Rebel and Mars is really good. Tall Minded and Resonator are both super good. Scoop Up, Mars Needs Ember. Would have liked a way to get some more ping damage for that Mars Needs Ember. It does have a couple damage pips. Okay, next up we have Etinus, the Loyal Cave Veterinarian, a 93 SAS mass mutation with a Diplomat token, which reads, after reap, each player gains 1 Ember. This is also being sold by Flaming Hobo, no listed price. This is interesting. It's got 11 creature control, but 4 board wipes. That's kind of a low creature control for 4 board wipes. Doesn't rate the red alert that high. And it does have 13 token making, so maybe it's considering that you're not going to get value out of that red alert. Let's see. The only way I can steal is generous offer, so it can't go mass buyout into closed door negotiation. It's got to hold the line and a Ganymede outpost, which is some cool Starlines tech. Rogue operation is always good. It does have that double echo reflector, but you can't really get that off on the same turn you mass buyout. Ooh, my mass buyout could be really good with Esquire though. Could make a whole bunch of tokens. Okay, so that is the Loyal Cave Veterinarian. Also, double Abyssal Side and Befuddle. There's your Befuddle. Ooh, and actually, Thalassophobia is pretty dang good. Disruption. It's a pretty nice unfath here. All right, next up, we have the Redoubtable Buccaneer, an 89 SAS Winds of Exchange with a fish token, also being sold by Flaming Hobo with no list price. We have a Nightapult with Zephon the Opulent, double Martyr of the Vaults, Membership Drive. We have a double Brick Nasty with Harmaw Autun, and Mic Club, and Bumpsy. This Brobnar could be pretty cool. Fresh marks too. And in Unfathomable, we have a Befuddle, Illusions of Grandeur, Kamalani, Dragnet. A little bit weak on the creature control here. But maybe the fish help. So that is the Redoubtable Buccaneer. Next up, we have the Backwards Physician of Genhaven, a 90 SAS Winds of Exchange deck with a Prospector token. Can it blend? This is also being sold by Flaming Hobo, and currently it's got a $130 offer that's been rejected. Let's see, how many Prospectors are we making? We have a 14.5 for token generation. What else do we have here? Equiji Outpost is pretty nice. Flea Market can do some fun stuff. The rest of this Equidon is actually not very interesting. Mars has double Scoop Up. Mars Needs Ember. Brain Dart. Mix, Tall Minded. Grondel. And Unfathomable has Plunder, which is great. Bryozoarch. Bubbles. Kelping Hand. Thundertoe. Dragnet. Adult Swim. And 17 printed amber is pretty good too. Yeah, the Unfath, it's got a few good cards, but it's not all bangers. It is pretty mid. I think this deck is all pretty mid. I think this is overrated. Overrated. I'm sure it can do some stuff, but yeah, I think it's overrated. This one's not fresh. Not so fresh. Oh, whoops. Did I just close two? Okay, I didn't. All right, next up we have Postal of Stanfaloo. This is also a Flaming Hobo deck. We'll get there, Joker. We'll get there. We have a pretty high threshold now of fresh threshold with all the good woe that's been listed. So it's got to be pretty good to be fresh now. This Unfathomable is spicy. So this is Postal of Stanfaloo. This is a Berserker token, 86 SAS, also being sold by Flaming Hobo. Unfathomable has double Adult Swim with double Abyssal Sight. The Adult Swims miss the Berserkers, which is great. It's got Dragnet, Crushing Deep, Fathom Reaver, and maybe you can do some fun stuff with Overhang to Killigog. The double Mark II generators definitely looks good with Berserker. We have Marzine's Ember, Ether Spider. Ether Spider goes really good with either Tall Minded, Resonator to make him pay, or the Rant and Rive. We also have a Mesmerist. We have a Triple Pound of Fresh Marks, Rant and Rive, a Brick Nasty, so that's really nice with the Berserker token. A Might Club, a Bumsy, a Ged Hammer. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, this one actually looks quite good. Berserker wants in-house token generation. It does. And we just have Stratosmack and Jarlsvend, but we are making a decent amount of tokens. I guess not a decent amount. We're making some tokens. This isn't going to be spitting out tons and tons of tokens every turn. But the double mark generator, if you get those early, so that could be pretty big. Yeah, you're right. This might be better with Warrior if you're not making a ton of Berserkers so that they don't blow up. But it's got some tools. It's got some tools. That is Postal. It wants to go Postal. All right, next up we have Indigo Phantasma L'Ardent, an 86S Coda deck being sold by Conte Calais Top Decks again. And we have a triple Battle Fleet Library Access Phase Shift. So, the dream here is to get your library access going, and it's got to be done at the right time so that you can phase shift into a battle fleet. Now, what you really want to do is what you probably want to do is get all your battle fleets into your hand, use them all in Mars, then the next turn go into library access turn, and from there, you could keep on doing whatever you need to. You can keep on cycling nonstop after that. And then from then on, it's endless Scrambler Storm. You could Scrambler Storm them every turn. But can you actually get that set up with the battle fleets? Probably not. I don't think there's enough to get it set up. There's a Library of the Damned, a lab work. It can definitely fall flat a lot. Yeah. It can have its moments, but I'm sure it falls flat a lot. If it can get all set up, then it can just play Scrambler Storm every turn. But it's unlikely. Unlikely. But Some people like those fun decks. So if you're interested, go for it. Yeah, exactly, Dinobot. If you played an adaptive or reversal, it would do some stuff against you. All right, next up we have Sensei, Gungu, Hrolf, Peg. Whoa, Peg Warrior. The deck almost got me. It's an 86 SAS Winds of Exchange deck with a Researcher token being sold by Dauntless. No listed price. Let's turn off all of the tags. Okay. We have double Berserker Slam, double Fresh Marks, a Brawl In. What's really cool about Brawl In, actually, never mind. This deck doesn't have that trick. I think there's a deck later that has a trick. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. It's a good token maker anyway. We have Ragnarok Pep and Rant and Rive, which are both good. Brick Nasty, Double Bumpsy. We have multiple ways to archive all our Mars cards with Incubation Chamber and Researcher, but we can't really build up into anything that big. There's no big payoff after archiving all that. Oh yeah, Scoop Up with Memorex is good. If you could archive everything but the Memorex, maybe that's the play. But it's still a 2-turn play because you don't have any way to ready it. Let's see, in the Equidon, we have Closed Door Negotiation, Corner of the Market, Double Mass Buyout, Belligerent Guard. Yeah, Yixel can capture some. If it had an Iron X Rebel, it'd be a lot better. I do like the look of that Brobnar though. All right, so that is Sensei. Sensei. What am I saying? Sensei. Okay, next up is Aquino, the Fate Breaker of Turbulence. Worlds Collide being sold by Dauntless. Logosarian Star Alliance. We have a double Eddie, a daughter, Tau Tau, Brutodon Auxiliary, a tribute with Library of Polyosaurus, a Falaphosaurus, Orator Hisaro, a Helmsman's Spears, which could be protected by Lieutenant Kirkar, and a Force Field, and an Ingram. Also has Information Officer Gray. I guess the dream is to get the spears down and alive and get it warded with Ingram, get a force field on it, and then just go off with it every turn. So that is Aquino, the Fate Breaker of Turbulence. That's a good call, Dinobot. Also had Disruption Field on Reassembling Automaton. That's nice. Okay, next up we have Senora Xanastump Olsen. A strange shell deck, 85 SAS, being sold by Tordek RPG. 18 printed Ember. And it's actually pretty well rounded stats wise. Triple Adult Swim, Befuddle, Corrode, Azerbaijan Outpost. Oh, the Guild Spine School here I actually really like because most of the time you're probably not using your strange shells anyway. And that's really good for keeping your opponent's tokens not readied. The Timothy the Damned is good. Bubbles. Double Belligerent Guard. Double Visible Hand. Double Press Gang. Double Grand Gourd. Earthshaker. Oh, Earthshaker could be bad for all your strange shells, and it seems like it can generate quite a bit. Not sure what this one's trying to do. Could be interesting. This token is going places indeed. Yeah. I still need, somebody needs to make a video of like, here's the crazy stuff you can do with Strange Shell. And I know JT Russell's got a deck. I haven't seen it in action. I need to. But I want to watch like Strangest Shell's biggest highlights. That'd be fun. Okay. Next up, we have the Guru of Hippotora and 93 SAS Winds of Exchange being sold by Vargast. It's got a measly $50 offer, which was ignored. It's a prospector deck with 16.5 token generation, 16 Ember pips, 28 expected Ember. It's expecting a lot from Closed Door Negotiation, Out Negotiate, Sigil of Brotherhood, Mass Buyout, Rogue Operation, and Collector Borin. I guess Collector Borin does have 4 upgrades that it could potentially use to ready. Also has Comm Officer Gross and Hings. I don't think there's any crazy tricks with this deck to get him off. Ooh, there's a heavy subsidies deck. I don't think that's probably good for this deck. Doesn't have a lot of big bodies. It's got some that are okay. I mean, you can produce prospectors like crazy, so maybe it's still good. Double Esquire is super good. Maybe if you have so many prospectors, the heavy subsidies actually is good here. Yeah, I don't know. That is the Guru of Hippotora. All right. Next up, we have Octavio Cottage Explorer, an 89 SAS Worlds Collide deck being sold by Arentalong. We have triple Comm Officer Kirby, triple Light of the Archons, a Lieutenant Kirkar, a frame, a stealth mode, double Ronnie wrist clocks with hit and run and Chimera Eclipse, and a Sneck Lifter, and a Subtle Maul. So you can also steal a bunch of artifacts with hit and run and Chimera Eclipse. Yeah, against this deck you don't want to be playing artifacts that have good actions, I guess. In logos, we have double Tau Tau Vapors, Hologramophone, Memory Chip, double Eddy. But this one is really lacking in the creature control department. Only 4C. But it's got 20 creatures and 27 speed, so can it survive without it? Don't know. So that is Octavio. All right, next up we have another Prospector deck. Nalarin Demona Peak Shrew, an 87 SAS. Equidon Sanctum Star Alliance being sold by Debar53. We have a Puzzling Trinket, a generous offer, auction up, double pull-up stakes. Again, we have Tia Ari Esquire. We have a membership drive, request donations, retribution, double battlefield evangelist, martyr of the vaults. We have a transporter platform, double recorded history. Nothing here looks too crazy. The Equidon is decent, and the Sanctum could probably go off if it had the right draw. But I'm not sure if it'd be consistent. 12.5 token making. I'm not sure how much you can get out of that membership drive. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to work on it. Work at it. All right, next up is the Wired Pirate of Megalar, and this one's actually sold. Let's check the stats here, actually. Yeah, so this was on auction, and it had a $500 bin. Now, It's sold for either 160 something or 500. It's unfortunately I didn't get to see the last results of the auction. However, SAS has a neat trick where you can look up, let's see, search decks. You can look up in extra options, past auctions. And then under sort by, this completed recently doesn't work. But you can do date added, search there. Oh, actually, we could have sorted by SAS too because it's probably the highest SAS. But date added will get us like kind of all the most of the winds of exchange auctions or other things that have been discovered lately. So that's the second one there. It had a high bid of $165. Now, what I don't know, was that the last bid or did somebody buy it for bin? I'm guessing it went for $165, but it's possible it went for bin. I don't know. But let's take a look at it just to see what's been selling. Oh yeah, who was selling this? Oh yeah, this is being sold by Custodian, and it's sold to Lucabel. So 19 token makers with Prospector, 32 expected Ember because it's got 2 membership drive, and a Crystal Hive with double Iron X Rebel. And Total Recall. So you could potentially pull those Rebels back and play them again. So that's really nice. A Marsney's Ember with a damage pip is super cool. Brain Dart's always great. We have an Out Negotiate, a Ikwiji Outpost, a Tourist Trap. But no capturing for that Tourist Trap. I guess no mass capturing, I guess. We do have little capture pips here and there. Maybe a Colonel Mariana could, Tourist Trap only works with token creatures, so that won't work. And it's got some artifact control too. Not a ton of Ember control. This one just wants to go zoom. So that's the Wired Pirate, sold at auction. All right, next up we have US Razrage of the Battling Plateaus, an 89 SAS, Brobnar Equidon Star Alliance. This is being sold by ATL, which I believe is Lord of Winter, maybe, or at least the team that Lord of Winter's on. Triple generous offer sticks out immediately. We have a Hollowfest with a Grumpus, and we have a Might Club in there too, so you could potentially, if they have a 5-power creature, play the Hollowfest, Might Club the Get Hammer into something to kill it, and go wild with all your Brobnar creatures. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a ton of ways to create token creatures. Only one in Brobnar, and it's set to, oh, I guess 2 with Jarlsfend. Only 2 in Brobnar, and one of them is at the beginning of your turn. Oh yeah, FOF Transponder with Harmol is very interesting, actually. That's pretty good. That's quite good. Rogue Operation, Future Booster, Hapless Cadet. Kind of the Star Lines here is just kind of support type stuff. Recorded Histories can help set up a big Brobnar turn potentially. Has Selective Preservation if you are behind on C as well, so that's nice. And I guess the only artifact controls uncommon currency. So that's actually a pretty interesting deck. So that is US Razrage. All right, next up we have Tago in Castle's Convict, an 88 SAS Winds of Exchange, and this is another one being sold by ATL. I think we have a whole swath of those. Yeah, very cool legacy. Totally Ember Meaties. Burn a stockpile in Brobnar. That's really nice. We also have Creechy with double fresh marks. That's also really cool. Feats of Strength. I guess you do have the double shock herder, so you could potentially, and the Might Club could potentially do some stuff there. You don't have a lot of bodies actually to fight here in Brobnar. Maybe with a Hebe the Huge. Although shock herder doesn't need to be Brobnar, but the Might Club does if you want to do it the same turn. The Unfathomable here is kind of nice with a triple Fathom Reaver. Adult Swim, Abyssal Sight, Dragnet. It's decent at least. It's not bonkers. And then the Mars has double Tixel Beam Buckler, Mixitol Minded, only 3/3 sad Mars creatures to go with that Psychic Network and to go with that Crystal Hive. Although it does have the Researchers, so if they survive, that'd be really good with the Crystal Hive and the Psychic Network. And it can make a lot of them with a double Clone Home too. And if you want them back in your hand, kaboom! Double kaboom. Swap Widget can get them out ready. Interesting. All right, so that is Tago. Next up, we have the Envoy who shouts with mail, an 85 SAS, Winds of Exchange, a Prospector deck, also being sold by ATL. We have a double closed door negotiation. Ooh, and with staff up. That could be pretty spicy. We have a Harmonic Ritual with a membership drive. So yeah, maybe you do a crazy closed door negotiation staff up play and then into Sanctum Harmonic Ritual membership drive for a giant burst. We also have Renewed Life for potentially more burst, more token creatures. The Unfathomable here, Befuddle, Catch and Release, Hypoxia, Kamalani. Yeah, the C is only 1 or 5.8. Now, the Catch and Release is woefully underrated at 1.25. That card is awesome. But the rest of the C is not that great. So yeah, it might struggle to big Brobnar boards. But I guess it depends when you get burst, and you do have probably a lot of speed with all these tokens. So that is the Envoy who shouts with mail. Okay, I included this one, but it's been sold because it's crazy. So this is Yu Kodeluf, the Armory Villain. And let's see, what do I have in my notes about this one? All I have is that it was sold. So it was listed by ATL and is no longer, well, it's possible that they just took it off of being for sale. So it would be worth, if you're like super interested in this, you need that 4 membership drive deck for your alliance or whatever. Reach out to ATL because they were the original seller. So maybe they still have it, maybe they sold it. But yeah, 4 membership drive. I had to share that. Some pretty crazy stuff. I would not be surprised if somebody was very interested in that very quick. Okay, but it's sold, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. Next up, we have Keygator of the Scion's Vents, a Worlds Collide 88 SAS. It's got a listed price of $300, being sold by Next Gen Gaming. And wow, if you hate artifacts, this deck's for you. Triple Hawk and Neutron Shark. It also has got double Tribute with double Praefectus Ludo. We have a Philophosaurus, Axiom of Grisk, I kind of like the play of double tributing, playing out a Ludo, and then tertiating and destroying all that Ember. That's pretty nice. We have a Dasania, an Eddie, an Igor, Double Wild Wormhole, Bren the Fanatic, Keygator. Keygator is on the market. Your artifact killer is here. Seems pretty nicely well-rounded. It's been in the NKFL, says Dinobot, one of Next Gen Gaming's NKFL decks, huh? Let's see. So, did he take it out of his lineup this season? Let's take a look, shall we? Um. Oh, did he not play this season? He's not showing up. Or maybe he's under a different name. Yeah, not sure. Oh well. He was looking to sell it to fund con travel money. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, good luck. Good luck to him. Seems like a cool deck. Okay. Okay, this one's moved between people already. So this is an Envious Time Stopper of Valenheap. And right now it's being sold by Arentelong, but not too long ago it was being sold by Marvig with a listed price of $700. So I'm guessing Arentelong picked it up. Now they do this a lot with a lot of high dollar decks. I'm sure they're pretty good at haggling. So is he trying to flip it for a profit? That's what it looks like since it's already back on the market. But this is a Berserker, Endless Hordes with double brick nasty. So that could generate a ton of Ember right there with just those 3 cards and 1 token. Well, what else we got here? Mars needs Ember, Psychic Network, but only for Mars creatures. Double Brain Dart is nice. Auction off for some Ember control. Sandhopper is pretty good. Double Gizrahi Blacksmith is really bad. Trading Frenzy, Visible Hand. Triple Pelf is actually pretty cool. With the double brick nasties, fight, gain 1, they lose 1 Ember. Or gain 2 if both bricks are out. So yeah, that is the Envious Time Stopper of Valenheap. Now, let's see. Do we have... I don't have when it was listed before. I do have the email for when it was listed by Marvig for 700. I'm wondering if it was listed before that by anybody. It was first listed back August 5th, actually by Luca Bell. So it was first listed by Luca Bell on August 5th. And then on August 11th, it was listed by Marvig. This is just going around the Italian scene, I guess. And then it was listed on August 12th, again by Marvig, now with a price of $700. Listed again by Marvig on August 16th. And then August 19th, so 3 days later, it's being listed by Arentelong. That is hilarious. Okay. This deck gets around. They are all close friends. I think they work together. Ooh, they work together to drive up the price, maybe? Could be, could be. Arentelong was the very first person to reach out to me about Chopper like 10 minutes after I scanned it in. I've had to deny him many times. Yeah, he does that. He reaches out to people after they scan in their broken decks. He is a big player on the scene. All right, but it could be yours. I still need Chopper Bro. All right, next up we have a Chinese deck, Mass Mutation 86 SAS. Let's translate the name. We have Galloping Mrs. Ward. Disorion Untamed being sold by Terry 2001, who I guess is Brian Gogo. We have a Sins deck, Gluttony, Wrath, and Desire, with a Grim Reminder and Lord Invidious. We have a double Prefectus Ludo with double Spoils of Battle. We have a Punctuated Equilibrium, Resurgence. Double Fandangle is nice, actually, here. The double Fandangle with a Resurgence is really nice. This has almost no speed, though. It's got the Punk, Thesaurus Rex. You can bring some people back with a Resurgence and Grim Reminder, but you kind of gotta get lucky with your draw here. All right, so that is Galloping Mrs. Ward. Next up, we have the Blank Sentinel, an 86S Winds of Exchange deck being sold by Tordek RPG. Oh, this is pretty well rounded here. It's a Priest token with triple Dragnet, double Adult Swim, double Abyssal Sight, double Kelp Minder. Wow, the doubles and triples. We have Brackish Shoreline. Proclamation 346E is always nice. A Nightapult we have with Baldric the Bold and Martyr the Vault, and Katarina the Summoner with lots of capture. Lots of capture for that Katarina. We have 2 on Request Donations. We have 1 on Alms Master, which also has a play effect to have you capture with a neighbor. So you can get a lot of Ember on Katarina super quick with this deck. And then, of course, destroy it so that it makes that many tokens. Membership drive, we have double closed door negotiation, generous offer, belligerent guard, Gesdrutio, the arcane. Okay, that is the Blank Sentinel. Next up, we have a deck that I actually sold. This was listed, a 97 SAS Prospector deck. I have sold it to Dick Rowland for $400. Lots and lots of speed token generation. Pretty well rounded, maybe a little bit light on Ember control, but good artifact control in 2 different houses, and it can produce tons of prospectors that reap a lot. So that's another one that sold recently. All right, next up we have another Chinese deck, a 90 SAS Mass Mutation. Let's translate the name. This is the Marquess of Magic, Eliza Griffith. This logo Sanctum, it's being sold by Dick Rowland. Oh yeah, we have a number of Dick Rowland in a row here. We have quadruple Levelogica with autoencoder, double Chronos. The double Chronos with a QMEX with a draw pip is pretty sweet. We have double Market Dis, Guilty Hearts, Lord Invidious, Stirring Grave, Mantle of the Zealot could be fun. Smite, Gormavam, Ardent Hero, Lieutenant Gorvanal. All right, that is Eliza Griffith. All right, next up, also from being sold by Dick Rowland. We're going to have to translate this one as well. This is Sister Luck, Vlad Hex. A 90 SAS Mass Mutation. We have a Dark Harbinger deck with triple mutation of Fury. This is a Furious deck. We have Ghost Hawk, Fandangle, Dark Fairy, double Chronos with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 draw pips overall, but only 1 in logos. We have an Ultra Gravitron, double QMX, Eclectic Inquiry, and in disc we have an Eaton's Jar, an Infernus, a Pain Mail, a double Stirring Grave, Gleeful Mayhem, and a Gateway. This one looks pretty strong, pretty strong. Okay, next up we have a Coda deck. Olympia, Paladina, Delantro, Akiao. And it's 88 SAS. Oh yeah, this one's sold. So, let's see, what was the deal with this one? It was being listed by Dick Rowland and it sold to Lucky Luke. Although they're in the same team, so not sure what shenanigans are going on there, but it's no longer listed for sale. It was a library access, phase shift, double wild wormhole time traveler deck. Okay, next up we have Omnihel, the Drab Swamp Dreamer, also being sold by Dick Rowland. A lot of speed in this logos. Double Daughter, double QMX, Ultra Gravitron, double Eclectic Inquiry. In this we have double Market Dis, Obsidian Forge, Stirring Grave, double Doom. In Untamed we have double Punctuated Equilibrium, double Gloriana's Attendant for some extra Ember, Word of Returning, Pismire, Lost in the Woods. So that is Omnihel. That one's, I feel, has seen the rounds a few times as well. All right, next up we have the Ardent Jeweler. A 97 SAS Winds of Exchange with a Prospector and 20 token generation being sold by Frozen Tauntaun. It has a $200 offer, which has been canceled. Let's check it out. It's got Esquire, Sandhopper, closed door negotiation, auction off. We have double Katarina the Summoner. Let's see, do we have any other ways to get Ember on Katarina? It doesn't look like it. At least not in Sanctum. Not in the same house. Yeah, no other ways to get Ember on Katarina. In Star Alliance, we have Quintrino Warp, Rogue Operation, Ganymede Outpost is always good, Hapless Cadet, Scout Chief Corriger. Okay, so that is the Ardent Jeweler. Okay, next we come up to a deck that just finished auction earlier this morning. This is Carningo, Spawn of Fidmas, being sold by JLast22, aka Jared, who has recently had top 4s in Alliance. This is one of the craziest Barabnar. It's a Holofest with triple Brick Nasty and double Good Hammer, a Might Club, Stratusmac. In Equidon, we have the Ikwiji Outpost for some additional speed. It's got a Tia Arhi Esquire, and by the way, the Warrior token is nice to go with a Holofest. Insurance Policy, which I guess goes pretty good with whatever you put a trading frenzy on. It's got double generous offer, auction off, mass buyout. And in Sanctum, we have membership drive, double request donations, double retribution, triple Colonel Mariana. So this was on auction and it just finished today. And I actually made a whole new tab in my spreadsheet for it. So this sold for $650. And let me zoom in here. Let's check out the bid history. So it started a week ago at 150 and it quickly, within an hour, went up to $300. Of course, when somebody bids that high, it only shows what the second highest person has bid. So it stayed at 160, went to 200, 240, 300, 410, 460, 500, 510, 530, 550, 580, 600, 610, 615, and then finally $650. Whew. Zodid says he was user 3. So, tapped out at $650, and fair enough for that, because that's a lot of money. But somebody has a new fancy Holofest house, and the rest of the deck's all right too. But that Brobnar house is awesome. Um, is it worth the $650 though? I don't know. It's for you to decide. So that was Carningo, the latest in very high dollar WoW sales that's been happening a lot lately. All right, next up we have Vennode Ziegler Yildiz Compadre. This is an 87 SAS Winds of Exchange deck. It's being sold by Stormy Knight. It's got a buy it now of $225 and a high offer of $115. The Stormy Knight I've found has very reasonable prices. So let's check out this deck. It's a Berserker deck. 10 token generation, but it's got double Brick Nasty, Might Club, Krog the Clumsy, Revna Starsong, double Rowdy Scald. In Equidon, we have Closed Door Negotiation, Exchange Program, Hieron Mass Buyout, Trading Frenzy, Shizuoku Swapper, and Talent Scout, which, oh, by the way, both of the top Winds of Exchange decks in that top cut for Minnesota that both got to the final two, both the runners up, they had Talent Scouts. A really good card. And in Unfathomable, we have Adult Swim, Befuddle, Double Maelstrom, Double Sunk Cost. Sobog's Thingamabob is really good here. We have a Whirlpool, which we might not be using here. We don't have a ton of capture. Maybe situationally. We have a Timoti the Damned, which is really good. Yanthy Ghostfin. So that is Vennode Ziegler Yildiz Compadre. Okay. Next up we have V. Ellers Le Abominable. An 85 SAS mass mutation being sold by Alias Nigma for 500 euros. We have an autoencoder, autovac, sloppy lab work, double lithologica, ultra gravitron, daughter. In Saurian, we have Faust the Great with Praefectus Ludo, City State Interest, Axiom. And in Untamed, we have Song of the Wild, Ghost Hawk, double Pismire, and double Reclaimed by Nature. So that is V. Ellers La Abominable. Blech. All right, next up we have Northstra, Vadson's Ranger, and 85 SAS. We're back to Strange Shell again. This is being sold by King of Bling. And we have an Endless Hordes deck with Strange Shell. So you can make a whole bunch, but they won't be fighting. But it goes well with the Ragnarok preps, double Ragnarok prep. We have a Brick Nasty with 4 other Brobnar creatures, including 2 Shock Herder. So Brick Nasty is really nice with 2 Shock Herder and a Might Club. We have double Auction Off, double Closed Door Negotiation, double Generous Offer, Sandhoppish Tourist Trap. Pretty interesting Equidon there. And in Mars, we have triple Mixatall Minded, Feeding Pit, Airlock, Scoop Up, Psychic Network. All right. So that is Northstra Vadsen's Ranger. Oh yeah, I missed to destroy them all. That's really good too. All right, next up we have another strange shell. This one is 90 SAS. We have Arctic Ceros, Spawn of Clock Builder, being sold by Megi 9001. We have Equidon Mars Unfathomable. We have a double Dragnet, double Sunk Cost, Adult Swim, Maelstrom. We have a Guildspine School, and the Chosen One, and Fathom Reaver. We have an Ironex Ribble that goes with a Memrox Red. Let's see, how much can we archive here? We do have a scoop up. Yeah, not a lot of ways to get stuff in the archive, I guess. But we do have the Psychic Network with 9 Mars creatures. That's pretty good, including the Ironex Rebel. And then in Equidon, we have an auction off double generous offer, Tourist Trap with Trading Frenzy, and an Esquire. So that is the Spawn of Clock Builder. All right, next up we got another by J.T. Russell, the Babu of Bourneberry. An 88 SAS wins of exchange with a Rebel token. And this Rebel actually goes really well with the double Marginese Ember. And what I really like about this in a Rebel deck is having Ironex Banner to give it that extra power and armor makes it so much more survivable. So I actually kind of like the Mars here. It's also got Vatminder, Mixitol Minded, Felix, a Disintegrator, can do some work, especially with a Mars token and especially with Ironex Rebel. And actually, don't sleep on Zyzok. That can destroy your board if you're not careful. Equidon has Closed Door Negotiation, Double Mass Buyout, Puzzling Trinket, Tourist Trap, Double Shrewd Investor. And in Sanctum, we have double Lady Lorena. Lots of taunting going around. Martyr of the Vault. Double Outflank. Muster. Retribution. Request Donations. Alright, so that is the Babu of Bourneberry. Dude, Zizok is so good. And it's got half my name too. Zoc. So, but yeah, I've been able to like clear a board of like 5 or 6 creatures and then reap with it. It's just been nuts. It is so good. And what I like about having Rebel in your deck is you could set up those creatures to just need to be damaged by the one splash as well, so you can really set up a whole chain reaction to really get Zyzok going off crazy. Oh, if you can ever get a Pyro on him, for sure. The dream, the dream. So that is the Babu of Bourneberry. Next up we have Synodor Arcadia Glorket, a 90 SAS Prospector deck being sold by Sundi. Okay, in Star Alliance we have a Recorded History, a double teamwork, a triple CPO Zytar, which explains all the draw pips and a few damage pips. We have a double Stealthster and a double Echo Reflector and a Courager. We have in Mars double Nizic Resonator, sorry. We have another Ironex Rebel, double Clone Home, Feeding Pit, double Mesmerist, and R Evolution. This creature and each creature with the same name as it gain after reap, deal 2 damage to enemy creature. That could be really good. And then finally in Equidon, oh, I missed a Brain Dart. I love me some Brain Dart. And actually the feeding pit here is pretty good to get rid of the Zytars or, those creatures that don't necessarily do a lot. The Swapper, the Stewart, Equidon's got closed door negotiation, forced retirement, double generous offer, the visible hand, trading frenzy, Equiji outpost, General Zaorha, and freelancer. This deck looks pretty nice until you get to the creature control. It's really lacking in creature control. No artifact control. But it does have some speed and probably some tricks there too. That is Zinador. All right, home stretch. We got 4 more to go. Next up is Ritha, Development Orphan, a 92 SAS Berserker deck being sold by Debar53 with a high offer of $200 being sent by Marvig. And it was actually just sent today, so we'll see. But let's see what we got here. Oh, what I like about this is it's got a Brobnar that can make some tokens with Berserker. So Brawl in will make 2 token creatures, feats of strength. You can just keep making, you can rule of 6 Berserkers here. Kill an enemy creature, make another. Kill an enemy creature, make another. So that's really nice here. It's also got Stratosmack, Iron Obelisk, the floor is lava. Floor is lava can be really good against some token creatures. If it had a Brick Nasty, that'd be super good with the Berserker and the Feats of Strength. Also a Shockherder and Pelf. In the Sanctum, we have double Membership Drive, Honorable Claim, double Celestial Gorm, the Promised Blade, double Grey Augur, Katarina the Summoner. Doesn't look like any other ways to capture on Katarina, though. And in Unfathomable, it's got Adult Swim, Befuddle, double Covetous Hema, double Fathom Reaver, double Kamalani, Kaup. Yeah, that deck looks like it could do some stuff. But if you could outboard it, then it probably can't do much at all. But it'd be hard to outboard it. All right, that is Retha, Development Orphan. Okay, next up we have Rot, the Inevitably Deceased, an 87 SAS Prospector deck being sold by Debar53. This has 17 printed Ember and 36 expected Ember with 3 closed door negotiations, a membership drive, a mass buyout. Oh, it's got the Ember Road. The Ember Road I really like here, actually, with all the stealing in Equidon. Also a Shrewd Investor. Tia Arhi Esquire. Katarina the Summoner with some ways to get some extra Ember on there with Taxing Journey, with a Capture Pip. Potentially with Absolve. And in Star Alliance, we have Recruiting Station, Rogue Operation, Future Booster, Double Uplink, Badge of Unity, Scout Chief Courager. Okay, that is Rot the Inevitably Deceased. Okay. The last one that we have for sale, because the last one that I'll be showing you is sold, but the last one that we have for sale, being sold by Joker, is Explosions the Selfish, and 105 SAS. Right when Joker says that the arc on these WoW decks are nuts, here we have an 84 base arc and 21 synergy. So this is being sold by Joker, no list price. Let's check it out. Is it fresh? We have in Equidon double closed door negotiations. A little bit sad we have the capture pip on one, but we have a higher on pull up stakes, shopping spree, Double Exocell System, Belligerent Guard, General Zaorha, and Old Tinker and Tia Arhi Esquire. Zoded us how many kidneys he's looking for this deck. Yeah, 105 SAS. You get it into some crazy offers when you get that high SAS. Doesn't matter even what the deck looks like. If it's that high SAS. This Mars here. This Mars could potentially do some stuff. I love Hypnotic Command. Now we have only 5 Mars creatures to go with it. That's not bad. But we also have Brain Dart, Destroy Them All, Hypnotic Command, Double Mark II Generator, Nyan Outpost. We have our 5 creatures, which include Mixotal Minded, Double Nizic Resonator, and Beam Buckler, and Iron X Propaganda. So I actually really like this Mars. And finally in Befuddle, we have some pretty good disruption with in Unfathomable, we have double Befuddle, double Fathom Reaver, Thundertoe, double Guiltspine Netcaster, Timothy the Damned, Bubbles, and Weak Link. Yeah, I guess Weak Link can combo with like Guiltspine Netcaster and with Thundertoe, both. So that's pretty good. So that is Explosions of Selfish. It can definitely make a ton of prospectors. The Hypnotic Command, the Brain Dart, the Closed Door Negotiations are all really nice. Really nice Ember Control because you can also make him pay with something like Mixotal Minded after stalling him with Timoti or something like that. Has a Destroy Them All, super flexible. Creature Control is a little weak, but I think you're just probably going to be racing here as fast as you can. So that is Explosions of Selfish. Will it explode for you? And you can reach out to Joker. Joker41. All right, last deck of the week. This actually sold on the Facebook auction, buy sell trades group. This was on auction from Mark H. This is McLeod of Maya Range, a 95 SAS Berserker deck, and this sold for $300 on auction. So let's check it out. That's like a, let's see, thinking back for all the decks that we went over that sold this week, that's like a 4 or 5 that are like $200 or more. A plus name, if nothing else. Yeah. So this one also has the really nice Brawl In with a Berserker. Also Endless Hordes with a Berserker and a Brick Nasty to go with it. So that's really sweet. The double Overrun here is also really good because with the Berserkers, you're probably killing some opponent's creatures. Vow of Blood can be really good. Might Club really helps out kind of what this Brobnar is trying to do. Bumpsy, Pelf. So really, really nice strong Brobnar. I also miss the Fresh Marks, which is also awesome. The Mars has Brain Dart, Clone Home, Airlock, Arnex Banner, Grandal, Arnox Vatminder, Tixel Beambuckler, Genetic Blast, Destructive Analysis, and Unfathomable has Adult Swim, Double Dragnet, Double Maelstrom, Double Kamalani, Bubbles, Sleep with the Fishes, Fathom Reaver. So really the standout here is the Brobnar. The Mars is so-so. The Unfathomable is so-so. It does have has a lot of C in Unfathomable. So against certain decks it'll be better than others. But yeah, that's McLeod, and it sold for $300 on auction on the Facebook buy sell trade. All right, so that was catching up on 2 weeks of fresh marks. We actually had a lot of big sales in the last couple weeks. Lots of money being splurged on Winds of Exchange right now. And not only that, we had lots of decks that were
so fresh.
So that's a stream. Thanks everybody for watching. I do have a few more streams coming up this week. My NKFL match will be against none other than JT Russell tomorrow night, right around the same time, 7:30 Pacific or so. So JT Russell is always fun to play against. So that'll be great. And then this weekend, not sure when, probably sometime Sunday earlier in the day, I will have my Unchained ABR match versus Doug S. So look out for those. And we will see you next time. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been Fresh Marks, and I am Zoc. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you're at. And as always, forge responsibly. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.